Hey, hello everyone. Welcome to the 价格廖敏杰 channel. And today is very special. Today we will talk about the Agile retrospective, but
Mhm.
we will talk about this topic with English. And today I will
Mhm.
also invite my two friends, KK and Andy, to talk about this topic. So, like KK, hello KK.
Oh, I'm the first one, right? All right. I'm
Yes.
KK. So nice to meet you here. I'm the founder of the KK Talks and POA, and I'm driven the passion for building communities and for talent
Mhm.
development and organization development. And I really hope I can make a real difference in the world, especially for Taiwan. Happy to be
Mhm.
here. Thanks.
Thanks, KK. And next guest is Andy.
Okay, hello everyone, Jog and KK, and all the audience in front of your notebook. I'm Andy. Yeah, I'm a senior Scrum Master and had applied for the Scrum adoption for many years since I was a software engineer, and then I become a project manager, and then become a former Scrum Master. And today I'm glad to talk to you two guys about an important topic, retrospective. I think this session will be very beneficial for the audience who want to master their skill, and I expect to have more conversation with you guys. Thank you.
Yeah,
Mm.
thanks, Andy.
I'm here to learn from
And
you guys.
yeah, welcome. And like I might say, it's a very special session. So that's because all three, all us, we are not the native speaker, right? So, but
Mhm.
we still want to practice to using English to talk about our familiar topics. Yeah. So
Mhm.
okay, let's get started today. And yeah, I think let's get started. The first question is
Mhm.
what is reflection?
Yeah.
And I think this question, because I know it's a very big topic, but I just very interesting or curious about the personal meaning. I mean, what's the
Mhm.
reflection for you personally?
Mhm. I could share my viewpoints with you first. For me, reflection is more just like taking a step back to think about what happened, what went well, what didn't, and what we can do differently next time. It feels like you click a pause button on what you do and give yourselves and your team the chance to process things. In this activity, it's not just about looking at the outcome, it's also about the process. For example, when you're asking, how did we get here? Did we communicate well, or did we work together in the best way possible? If you were a listener, what do you feel about them? They somewhat enable our thinking on the insides of what we did, not questioning what we did or not. So reflection is less about judgment and more about awareness, understanding what's going on so we can make better choices moving forward. I think that's the meaning of reflection for me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you,
thank you.
Andy. But I forgot to mention why the question is what's the reflection, because the topic today is a retrospective, but we think about the reflection is a more high level question
Mm-hmm.
for us, and
Mm,
because retrospective is just a term from the Agile
mm,
or Scrum. Yeah, Scrum create this term, but the reflection can happen everywhere. Yeah. How about you,
mm.
KK? What's the
Uh,
reflection, the meaning for you?
for me, this reflection is like I draw something like here. I don't know if you can see here.
No, we
It
cannot
is a
see it.
circle. All right.
Mhm,
So it's just like what Andy said. It's about awareness, and especially is for self things like self awareness. Because if you don't like what Jaga said, the original topic is about retrospective, right? And for me, retrospective is more you say like a high level. I mean for me it's
I
like
mean,
a
reflection high level.
agile. Yeah. Reflection is high level, and for About the retrospective, it would be like jargon of agile. So not
Mhm.
everyone knows what it means. And reflection is more close to the personal, deep
Mhm.
inside things. So everything is from here. If you want to be improve, you want a continuous improvement, right? You want to be better, and you need to
Mhm.
be awareness of yourself and do more like self reflection every day. For me, it's like personal things.
Yeah, thanks, KK.
Mm.
And for me, I think when I know the retrospective, that's because I entered the company, and that company runs Scrum. So
Mhm.
that's the first time I heard the retrospective. But thinking about before the retrospective, when we were in the school, we always have the time to do the retrospective. For example,
Mm.
after the exam or after the some game, we always do reflect or talk about what we did, what's our performance, what could we do better next
Mhm.
time. So we always do
Mm.
these things, not just the retrospective. So for me, I agree with you guys. The reflection, it's a time or it's the behavior or action we adjust ourselves, and we would like to
Mhm.
improve ourselves step by step. So yeah, that's the meaning, the reflection for me.
I think it's kind of difficult. You need to judge yourself by a
Mhm.
positive way, not a
Mhm.
and you
negative.
and you need to you must be very honest for yourself.
Aware
Mm.
of everything of yourself. You just happen what you just said. Maybe you have a not nice attitude to someone else, but you didn't notice that, and you need to
Mhm.
be aware of this first.
Mhm.
Yes.
Most of people
Yeah.
they don't think, they think everything is normal, so they just keep doing something not nice to someone else. But I think about a reflection, the first step is to have awareness.
I want to share something about reflection because I fully approve of the concept that reflection seems like a more pure term of retrospective because usually in Agile we say from retrospective, we won't say Agile reflection. And for this word reflection, we don't think about if the reflection is kind of positive thinking or it's kind of judgment. Actually, we didn't define that. So for reflection, based on our past experience in school, sometimes it might be tough. For example, you got a bad exam score, then you will be judged by your mom, your dad. Oh, you did so bad. You suck. It might be negative, but sometimes you'll be positive something like you made a great score and you progress 20 points than ever. So you get a big encouragement in this process. So for the reflection, if it is positive or negative, but it's a pure reflection, something like
True.
you check something and you tell yourself what kind of objective you want to achieve next time. We ignore the process. How we go there in a positive manner or negative one. We didn't talk about that. So that's why I say reflection is a more high level idea of retrospective.
And in my opinion, positive and the negative opinions or ideas.
Actually, the mutual. Actually, I don't think it's a high level thing because it's just like you take a mirror around you and you just check it every time. Just like what I said, if you talk to someone else, or you speak someone in a nice, and you need to know that. Just like
Mhm.
take a mirror around you.
Okay,
Okay.
let's go ahead to the next question. It's also about the reflection. Next
Mhm.
question is, why do we need a regular reflection?
I think that's the thing about it because this topic is about retrospective. That is usually relevant to team level issues, but I want to talk about it from a more personal perspective. I have a habit of writing an annual review at the end of a year to conclude all the things I've done and went through and try to get some insights from within them. From the process, I have the chance to think what worked well, what didn't, and if there's anything could be improved further to adapt my life in the near future. For example, as I was writing the annual review, I thought it was slow to make up all the videos on my own, especially it takes time when you need to post produce all the things. So this year I decided to outsource part of my content creation to accelerate the deliverables and boost more audience engagement with me. So I think The primary reason for regular reflection is that we could adapt ourselves to external environment regularly, so that it's likely to forward to the vision we expect. And that's all the thing I want to share with you guys here. Yeah, I just use a personal example and a review to
Mm.
show what might be the regular reflection.
And I think in terms of human being, it's a normal human being. It's just a human behavior because it's about next step. Like if you
Mhm,
want to take a rest or you want to maybe do something big or it will change your life, you need to think more, think deeper, think what to do next. A way to think because you want to move your life forward, right? So you need to
mhm,
think what is good for me to do next. My point of view is kind of simple. It's
Mhm.
mhm,
just that.
mhm,
All right.
mhm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Why I ask
Yeah,
this
yeah.
question because the
Mhm.
point is the frequency.
Oh, uh-huh.
Yeah, just like a human being, what we need to do next. We always want to think.
Mhm,
It's just like a normal behavior. Yeah, because
Mhm.
the
mhm,
every
mm,
normal people, if they want to take any actions, they need to think, they
mhm,
need to have a reflection because if you you can learn a lot from reflection, right? So
mhm,
like if you think oh, I'm too tired today, so what all I need is to take a rest. Maybe I can took a day off, or I need to go to some to buy some books, or go to some restaurant to
mhm,
maybe have a dinner with my friends. So I think it's all about human being behavior. If we
mhm,
don't have a regular reflection, we will just maybe just idle there.
Be
Yeah,
lazy.
yeah, be
mhm,
lazy. Lazy is good if it is the result from the self reflection. I think it's
Mm.
okay.
I want
So,
to give some simple feedback about regular reflection because when Jack, you say this is something about frequency, something just comes into my mind. It seems like every day before we go to bed, for example, I might take about 10 minutes to go through all the things that happened to me today. Actually, my goal is not to make something better. I just want to think about what I've done today or somebody I met today. What do we do? And what do we get from this process? It's not like you are achieving some goal. You just review this process and get some insights from within it. I think regular reflection, no matter every day or twice a day or once a week, it means you reserve a fixed period of time for yourself to review all the things that happen to you and you could adapt yourself to those happened events to achieve some specific goals. So I think that's why we need regular reflection because if we don't do the regular reflection, everything might be messy. Just like KK just said, usually on weekends you won't think anything. You try to make your brain empty, right? Lay down on the grass and just enjoy
you
a
taste.
small trip with your family or friends, something like that. And at a time, we just reserve the time for ourselves. Actually, that's another form of a reflection. It's one of the way to accumulate our energy for the next step.
Thanks, KK and Andy. And my
Thank
idea
you.
for this
Mhm,
question, yeah, because I would like to talk about the frequency because I know the
mhm,
reflection is important, but what's the frequency we do the reflection? So,
mhm.
for example, like usually previously, if you were in the company and I think everyone need to do the like an annual report and you review yourself for 1 year. So that means
Yeah,
when you can adjust your next step. I think the time is after the 1 year.
yeah.
So I think the frequency for the regular reflection, the meaning is reducing the feedback loop time.
Mm,
So if we change ourselves or we do some change for 1 quarter or 1 month, 1 week or 1 day, that's different. If we do the regular reflection every day or every week, I think the feedback loop is very short. So it's easily to, do like adjust some baby step.
mm,
So I think that's my opinion for why we need the regular reflection because go back to the retrospective, because some team they don't want to run the retrospective for every sprint. Maybe they say, oh yeah, we run the retrospective, but we run the retrospective once per quarter or once per 2 months. Let's talk about the next question. Next topic. Why do some teams not want to run the retrospectives? Yeah, I also would curious about your ideas.
Yeah, I
Everybody
think
agree. I also think the team members also agree, but they don't want to.
there are many reasons that make a team prefer not to run retrospective. And I want to share a situation I made these days. I think one of the reasons is that the team does not see the value retrospectives bring to them. So what does that mean? For example, we observed the product owner didn't prepare product backlogs well. So often we need to spend more time on clarifying the details with him. That already occupies much development time in the sprint. So we address the issue in retrospectives many times and help our product owner to improve the practice to save more time for us. However, he didn't do anything to improve the situation, and this behavior already frustrated our teammates. So as time goes, our members tended not to say anything in retrospective because they cannot see any visible changes in product backlogs. Even we have report the situation to the management. I think this was a tough time, not just for the team, but also for me. I already took a lot of time talking to the product owner. It's inevitable that we seek the management support to improve the condition. So, as per my observation, people are not resistant to retrospective. Instead, they are resistant to meaningless meetings that bring nothing to the table. But I think there are still other reasons that make the team resistant to retrospective. Maybe you guys could share more examples with me or with the audience.
The point is
Yeah.
they think the retrospective is meaningless.
Because the action they want to see was not really implemented. Even the product owner just ignored their suggestions and don't want to do any change about the product backlogs. So they think the retrospective does not bring any value to them. That cause them think, oh, this is meaningless, and we don't want to do this, or even we want to do it as fast as possible.
Especially they don't see the value for
Mhm,
the whole team. They want
mhm,
some of them might think like if they want to do some self reflection or retrospective of one of them, they think
mhm,
it's good, it's necessary. But for the team, the whole team, they don't see the value, so they always
mhm,
have lots of reasons. I don't say that is excuse, but actually is
mhm,
excuse because they will always say,
mhm.
"Oh, I'm too busy. I have lots of meeting. There are lots of meeting. I cannot, squeeze the time for retrospective." They always have something to say, and
Only
Mm.
30 minutes.
yeah, only oh no. Oh my, my my experience, they only want 10 or 15 minutes. Oh my gosh.
Mm.
I don't know how to do that. So I just said if you can do it maybe every day after daily if you talk to your teammates more if you want to you maybe you face encounter some problem you can
Mhm,
discuss together immediately,
mhm,
then we can skip the retrospective. We don't have a regular retrospective. If you can do it, you
mhm,
can adjust yourself right away. That's okay. It's okay for me to if they don't have a regular retrospective
mm.
for the situation.
Much to my concern is that once you don't do regular retrospective, then that would tend not to do retrospectives because you are already hand
Ignore.
this control to the team
Mm.
and let them decide if they want to run retrospective. Then it's transparent that they don't want to run retrospective because of meaningless results. So, as
Mm,
a Scrum Master or an Agile Coach, you would get into a dilemma. One side you want to run regular retrospective. Another side, if you do it often, you'll be meaningless to this team. So
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
so
yeah.
yeah, so for me, I need to seek support from the management to
Mm-hmm.
improve the situation of our product owner.
Mm.
Yeah, if that still fail, okay, Scrum Master would not always succeed in this situation. Sometimes we will fail.
Fail is good actually. Fail, you can learn
Yeah,
from
yeah.
the failure. Yeah, I don't think we need to think retrospective like too seriously. I mean,
Mhm.
if the team
Yeah.
is they don't have enough agile maturity, so I think we can just put it off and maybe
Hmm.
postpone to 2 sprints or later.
Hmm.
It's okay.
Okay. Some of my experience, I also uh, had some the similar case like Andy and KK. I think the Andy's challenge is because I know I guess when you run the retrospective, the biggest problem is the product owner.
Hmm.
So maybe they say, oh, all the product owners' problem, so we don't need to change, or if we want to change, the product owner need to change first. So I think the point here is as a Scrum Master, we know that the biggest challenge is there, but sometimes we still need to build the small change, the small change.
Hmm.
But the biggest problem we need to solve. So
Hmm.
talk to your managers to discuss these things. For KK's case, I also have the same experience about like previously my members told me, oh, we could run the retrospective immediately if we found something we need to change or we need to improve, and we improve
Hmm.
it directly.
Hmm.
But the problem is sometimes that case is happen just between two guys, two people. They know each other, they know this case or this issue, but they don't share to the team because they change it right away. But in the retrospective meeting, I think the meeting is like learning, or it's the session we gather together to talk about something. So I think the effect for this is sometimes is engagement because you
Hmm.
engage together. So next time when we face the different problem or a different challenge, we could fight together.
Hmm.
I think that's the meaning for the retrospective because we think about the solution together.
Yeah, thanks for your sharing.
Reach the consensus.
Oh,
By the way, why always put a PO outside of the team? I don't
yeah, why?
understand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Actually,
why?
we did not put a PO outside the team. Every time in retrospective, the product owner always join us. So we just directly tell him this issue. We need him to help us well define the product backlogs. And PO just directly said it's developer's duty to do that. It's very impolite. So that's why we raised this issue to our management to seek the support. Yeah, but I think all the things we do we just try to control ourselves. So actually the project is still running, and they also trying to deliver increments as time goes by. Everything's okay, but this issue will be raised to the management.
Is
Hmm.
to belong to another team, not the you know is this they don't
Oh,
have the they don't share the same supervisor, right?
actually, we are parallel with the product owner, and product owner is not in Taiwan. He's in Ukraine.
can you
So
talk to detail?
Why?
I think that's beyond
I'm just
today's
curious.
topic. We could hold another session about something like gossiping about the product owner. But
Right.
yeah, I
Yeah,
think that's
well, I
already
am
beyond our
afraid if
topic.
this video upload to the YouTube, it's public.
Okay, I think that's okay because nobody knows me. I'm just a
Mm.
nobody.
Maybe we can change another one to be the product owner. You can have someone in the team to be a product owner, and the product owner
Hmm.
in to living in Ukraine is maybe
Hmm.
can be someone who know the
Hmm.
market, or
Hmm.
to another one. It will smooth your process and cooperation, I think.
Oh, yeah, this is an option we know, but it's kind of hard to hire someone who has the related domain knowledge. Maybe KK, you could talk about your experience why your team doesn't want to run retrospectives. I think my example is more extreme in today's
Mm.
topic.
Yeah, my part just like yours, just same here. They don't see the
Oh.
value. They don't think they always have a reason, a lot of reason. So my I just changed my way. I
Mm-hmm.
don't let them have the regular retrospective. I just
Mm-hmm.
if the maturity is enough, the team have a
Mm-hmm.
enough maturity, and we can go to have a regular retrospective, and
Yeah.
especially retrospective. If you want to have a effective retrospective, you need to have someone, how to know how to run an effective retrospective, or it would be
Mm-hmm.
like a process, like everyone just to share, oh, you are so good, and then you are too bad, and then have a lot of not I don't say I don't know how
Yeah,
to describe
I
the
know.
situation. It's just
Always
point to
say
someone else.
thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thank
Mm-hmm.
you. And it's not my fault. It's like a product owner's fault. What I said, what I seen, is most of the time everyone just wants someone to be the person who can be blamed, can
Owner.
tailor responsibility. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, if we don't have, I think if we don't have someone how to know how to run it effectively, I rather not. We don't need to do that.
It's a really a big topic. I think the key point is
Yeah,
how
it's
we
really.
make the make let let team know the value. We did indeed do some change.
Yeah, I think because I think the deep requirements our team wants is that they want to be respected, especially when provides their suggestions. The suggestions could be carried out in the real process and see some results, no matter good or bad. Yeah, I think that would be the biggest desire they would like to take. But this desire is transparently not fulfilled. Yeah, I think this topic is kind of tough. We can
Good
move
luck.
on to the next one. Yeah,
I
no.
think next topic is related because
Mm-hmm.
next question is how we
Oh,
resolve the cultural differences
uh-huh,
in
uh-huh.
retrospective sessions.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know, yeah, maybe the people in the different country have the
Mm-hmm.
different definition or a different expectation for the retrospective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think this question is totally designed for me, right?
Yes.
Well, resolving cultural difference in a retrospective session requires understanding, empathy, and creating an inclusive environment where everyone feels respected and heard. And I have the familiar experience because currently we are working together with product owner, not just in Ukraine, but also in Georgia. Maybe I could share some of my experience. I think the core spirit to acknowledge and respect differences. For example, I think we Asians are more conservative when meeting with foreigners for the first time. So instead of talking about the topics directly, I would say our teammates are not native English speakers, and please speak slowly and clearly for us to understand your intentions. And also, I will be the facilitator to bridge the gap between the product owner and the developers. For example, I may say, do you need some help from the product owner for some issues? Something like that. Or let's hear from someone who hasn't spoken yet. Something like this to enable some conversations. Furthermore, it would be better to start a small talk before the formal issue. Usually, we will prepare some icebreakers, such as festival differences, just like we are going to take the Chinese Lunar Year vacation, right? So I will share how to celebrate the vacation or how much rate envelopes we will prepare for our parents, something like this to get closer to each other. So that's all the things I did in my office now.
Yeah, I just think about my similar experiences to work with Russian and India
Mm-hmm.
and people, UK, England, and
Mm-hmm.
American, and South of American people.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm.
it's a kind of difficult situation to, for example, Indian people, they're kind, but their attitude toward working is kind of different from this, and especially different from Russian. So I think I remember one way I came out is to have a regular reunion for the teams, then to share their culture, and because they don't know, they know those countries' names in a book or through the internet, but I actually don't know the real culture. So I just let them to have more time to talk about them their selves. So maybe Indian colleague will share the food like to cook. So bring their like I don't know how to say that, like a Indian dumpling, and you need to use eat to tear it by your finger, and they teach us how to the reason they why they eat it in like that way, share, and share everything, share their culture, and the people know more about themselves and talk about their family and why they just they didn't want to live in their country, they all come here in Taiwan, why. And we have a regular reunions, I think it's about 3 or 4 times. The conflict decreased, so I think it's about the transparency, and then they just like a uh, Joe Harry window, right? So we need to share more to the people. They know you more. They will easy to to be honest, easy to be no to become a good teammate.
Yeah, thank you. And for my
Thank
for
you.
my experience, I think my previous company they did this in the like a company day. For because in my previous company and my colleagues comes from everywhere. So sometimes in our company day, they will share their story, share their culture, yeah, something like this. Sometimes it's funny, it's interesting because you don't know their culture. So, but I go back to the like how we could work with you know different culture people, especially in the retrospective. Actually, I don't have like experience to run the international retrospective meeting because I usually and most of the time run the retrospective for a local team. But I indeed have some experience to co-work with different people in the different country. My most impression is Japanese. It's very different, and I know usually they don't say their real ideas in the meeting. So I sometimes got the feedback after the meeting. They will send me under the table or privately. Yeah. So in my tips, I think because usually run this kind of international meeting, it must be an online meeting, right? So I I prefer to use like a mirror, this online board to facilitate all the process and all the topic or all the agenda we need to talk about all of the steps. Yeah, because if it's very clear and they know currently what we are talking about. Yeah, that's my experience.
That's good. I like the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because
Mm.
Yeah,
in
for
the online
yeah.
meeting, you need to find a way to, like facilitate everybody because we are not in the same room. Yeah,
Mm,
so you
mm,
need to another way.
Yeah, usually we would use some like small talk to get close to each other, just like share some of our different things to learn and then know us more. Yeah, and for Japanese company, I have this experience just from my friend in Japan. He said Japanese always follow SOP. So if you say you want them to do something like retrospective or reflection, actually it's tough for them because from the experience they are trained, no matter in school or in society, they are told to follow instructions and severe instructions. So it will be very hard to think differently from others and also have something like a critical thinking about their events or situation. So for the Japanese company, I would suggest yeah, you could still have some retrospectives, but don't ask them to follow all the rules. Try to give them some space. Even they just made a small step, they just provide some small suggestion. You could encourage them. This is very good. I hope you could give more because I appreciate your help for these small steps. So I think that would be better to enable more conversation between you and the Japanese. Yeah, I think it's human beings core need to be respected by others and also they want to be accepted by
Mm.
others. I think it's our human beings deep needs in our mind. I try to grasp the opportunity into their mind. I think that would be better.
Hey, by the way, have you joined the regional Scrum gathering in Tokyo?
No, never. Yeah.
Okay,
Never.
okay.
Yeah.
I joined once, and once or twice. I forgot. But anyway, it's very different, and I
Mhm.
also think it's very open mind. So maybe the agile guy in Japan is very active
Mhm.
or very
Mhm.
different from
Oh,
the
mhm.
the local Japanese.
Yeah, I think because
Wow.
they have been already well trained to be open-minded. But
Yes,
most
yes.
people in the office are not open-minded. You have to think a lot of ideas to help them or open mind and enable their more conversation, even argument. They they tend not to argue with you, you know.
Oh, but
Yeah,
they
they are too
argue
impolite.
with you
Yeah.
inside.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
maybe inside.
Actually,
We don't
I
know.
don't know. I don't know.
Maybe inside.
I saw. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
Maybe yeah, because they might be too polite
Oh,
to argue with you, but they will do it in different way, right?
I don't
Mm-hmm.
have a experience to work with Japanese, but I thought they're just like Taiwanese. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know, but I like Japanese. They're
Mm-hmm.
polite,
Yeah.
quiet. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. We here we are not judging Japanese. We are
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
No. We are
we are
not.
just thinking about the difference of the difference of our culture
Mm-hmm.
between Taiwan and Japan or others.
I just read the news. The young people in Japanese
Mm-hmm.
uh, lately, they are
Mm-hmm.
willing to just to talk more. It is
Mm-hmm.
kind of different from the maybe some. It is because the times changed. So I just
Mm-hmm.
don't. I think they're better now.
I think
Maybe I
so.
think
I think
yeah,
so.
yeah. As
Yeah,
time goes by, the younger will get more open-minded to this kind of serious culture issue. Yeah, maybe
Mhm.
also they think the older ones are very conservative and they want to do some change in their generation. So it's
Oh,
possible. Yeah,
oh.
and we as a Scrum Master, we welcome that. Okay.
Okay, I think it's
Mm.
time to the final question. Do you have a very secret sauce for running a
Mhm.
successful retrospective?
Let me think. Because we are working with the product team in Georgia, when it comes to retrospective, we always need to think about making the session focused and time boxed to make sure everyone could speak and the discussion is productive. So actually, it's not like a secret source. I would set up a rule. For example, for the first 10 minutes, let's write down all the things we observed over the past 2 weeks. And then for each card, the writer has up to 3 minutes to tell us his ideas about the sprint. After that, we could have a quick discussion, no matter brainstorming a solution or moving on to the next card. In this way, we could focus on a specific card at a time and won't lose the focus. So that's all the things I want to share with you. Just make team focused and time boxing. Is it a
Mhm.
secret source? I think not.
Yes, yes, yeah, it's
Mhm.
a secret
Yeah,
sauce.
okay. Okay,
It's
okay.
your weapon, to host them,
Hmm.
because it's your facilitating skills,
Hmm.
make team to focus on current topics. How about you, KK?
Mine, yeah, mine is the is simple one. Just
Hmm.
respect. Show my
Hmm.
real respect to them, because if you cannot have a real you cannot respect to someone else, you cannot just share your thought to them with a polite way. And maybe you will hide something, you will just did something bad to for yourself and for the team. So I just show
Hmm.
my respect to them, to let them know I mean it. I think it's time for our retrospective. And if you are not ready, we just canceled it, because I saw lots of retrospective, like people are very happy during the retrospective, but actually for me it is not a happy meeting. It's not about happy, it's about the communication, truly communication, and be honest to show your respect to the people present here, grow with them, or to work with them, improve them together. Yeah, so respect.
A question. I
Mm.
know you can respect your members, but how they
Mhm.
respect others? Is there any tip, or how do you make them to respect each other?
Oh, I will. At first, the first step is always to evaluate their agile maturity. If they're
Uh-huh.
you will have a higher maturity, I will talk to them. I'm not kidding. I'm just we need to do that. We need to have a real retrospective. So I will always talk to them first. It's kind of painful, and I will tell you the truth, what I see. I see the problem of the maybe the process, the interaction, or their most of them they just want to blame someone else to maybe just make themselves easier. So I will just talk to them if they're accepted, and I will proceed or not. I just say we don't need to have the real retrospective. I just let you to, you can just we can have the good and bad, and the thing, the symbol, the
Continue.
classic one, and then we just yeah. So
Yeah, I know the
and
true retrospective is important. Yeah, let go
mm,
back to the echo back to our the previous topic. We want to make the retrospective effective, so
yeah,
let our members see the value. Yeah,
yeah,
so the true retrospective make the value.
If they are not ready, I just said we don't need to waste our times. Your time is you know, I value your time, and I think you need to value my time.
If it's
Yeah,
not ready, then sometimes it's just the team building or
let
the
go.
happy
Yeah,
time.
just let go. We don't need to have too many pressure for ourselves. So let it go. Let it go.
Okay. For myself, my secret source is data. At the beginning in the retrospective, I will show the current data, the sprint report, or some visualize the data or chart. Because I think why the data driven is my secret source is the data is the fact. So usually it's difficult to be challenged because the data is the data is fact. So and I found the data or the truth and the fact, it's easy to let them to think about what they can improve. Because without them, sometimes I found it's just very subjective, you know, to image what they need to improve. Let's the problem they need to solve for a long time. Yeah, so but for the data, if we have the data, we could focus on the data and focus on the choose to around them to discuss the actual action we can do. Yeah, so the data driven is my secret sauce.
I have a question. Quick question. What if they made up the data?
Huh? Sorry, what?
Just the
Meta
made up, made up. Just like like you use the fake
faker.
data.
So this question is they know how to make the fake data.
Yes.
For my experience, I I I don't met someone to do this. I met someone. They sometimes they will challenge. This way is not correct. The data is correct, but maybe I get the wrong data source and something like this. Yeah, but how they make the fake data? If they can do the fake data, that means they are not ready or not honest. Yeah, it's not good behavior. And as a manager or team lead, you should know it. But I know
Yes.
because somebody say if they know what you are measure, they will like a KPI or something. They will
Yes.
focus on their measures, their metrics.
Mhm. Especially if you have a it's like a sharing the progress, share the progress to the department or a division or an unit. So sometimes team will to made up the data because they don't just want to show the better way, the better aspect for their supervisor, show them we are good. You need to
That's the problem,
yeah,
and their manager
yeah,
should
that's the
know.
problem. Yeah, the manager likes the fake data. Normally
But
it's a big
but
question.
it's not transparent, right?
Yeah, it's not transparent.
Mm. Okay, I think that's all. That's all questions, and we are happy to discuss this. And finally, I would like to invite you guys. Maybe not right now. Maybe we could think about this 1 minute to think about
Mm-hmm.
what's the most impressive the words or a sentence or idea concept
Mm-hmm.
you heard from others, from other two guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could take
I can be
the
the
lead
first.
for. Yeah, you can
I
be
could
first. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
could
yeah.
reply directly. For
Hmm.
me, especially for the regular reflection, I think, Jack, you mentioned an important point that a regular reflection reduces the feedback loop, and it's just like baby steps to improve, no matter for yourself or for the team, to adapt themselves to the external environment and approach the final goals. Yeah, I think that's an important point I got in this meeting. and I want to give you a simple feedback. I really appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
My part is the first is about what Andy mentioned. It's about awareness. Awareness is I think it is a key of the reflection and retrospective. Yeah, it's about notice. You
Mm-hmm.
notice what or what's your behavior and what your
Mm-hmm.
thoughts, and you can be more be better. And the
Mm-hmm.
second one is what Jack said about the honest. I think the honest is another key of the retrospective, and
Mm-hmm.
it's about the level. I think honest, the level of honest is the I think the information we we we're willing to share during the retrospective. It is about the level of being honest. And also is about the trust. Mm. Thank you guys.
Yeah,
I
thank
learned a
you.
lot. Yeah,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
And my takeaway comes from the KK, and I think two things. One thing is because you mentioned if team is not ready, you will ignore or the retrospective. But my learning, my takeaway is if team is not ready, I need to let team ready. How I could make the team ready. Yeah, that's my ideas. And the second the second takeaway is about Erwin is our myself. It's also important at the beginning. Yeah, because I even right now I always challenge myself, but I also know maybe I
Don't push yourself
am not
hard.
understand myself.
Take
Yeah,
it easy.
thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that's all today. I'm very thanks my our friends KK and Andy to join the
Thank you.
discussion Agile retrospective reflection this
Mm-hmm.
topic today. And I think I also learned something. Yeah, and take away something. Yeah, and thank you guys. And maybe next time we could also host or book another meeting like to talk about another topic in English.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah, thanks
Yeah.
for your hosting
Thank,
this kind of
thank
session. I really appreciate your assistance. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. I really appreciate the opportunity to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
This very big topic, very big.
Mm-hmm.
Thank
Mm.
you, guys. I
Yeah,
learned
I also
so
would
much
like to
from you.
practice to because it's the topic is our we are familiar with this topic, but how we use our non-native language to talk about this is difficult. But I think today is very good. We are all okay.
Good
Okay,
starting.
fine. Yeah,
Yeah.
good starting. And then finally, say goodbye to our audience. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. See you
Thank
next time.
you.
Bye
Thank
Bye
you.
bye.
bye.
Ciao,
Thank
ciao.
you.
Bye bye.